What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way. This is season 2, episode 17, and the title of this episode is Bris-fully Ignorant. So let's jump right into Jenny and Sumit. So Jenny says that she gave Sumit some booty, okay, basically, because he stood up for her to his parents. Now in this scene, Jenny and Sumit talking about them being intimate, it really made me want to throw up, basically. It made me want to throw up. Like, it was just too much. If you are in agreement with me, comment down below. Now, in this scene, Jenny gives Sumit with a ring because she's impatient and she wants to get married. But Sumit, on the other hand, tells her that he just doesn't feel like it's the right time because he hasn't even divorced yet. Comment down below your thoughts and let's move on to Ari and Binyam. So Ari and Binyam are hoping to bring the baby home after being in the hospital for 2 days. And Ari says that it's overwhelming because her mom is not there like she planned. Ari says being a new mom is a job in itself, but now she must learn to adapt to a new culture and living in Ethiopia. So y'all, tell me why Ari made Binyam walk in the heat with their newborn in his arms when his friend came there to pick them both up in a car. But she did say it was because the baby didn't have a car seat and she felt like him walking on foot would have been a lot more safe than them being in the car and something happened and the baby not have a car seat. So that is a difficult one. I do kind of understand why she did have him walk, but I don't know. I guess I'm really curious to know your thoughts. Would you have just taken the chance, since it was just right up the street? Now they did hit some traffic, but would you have just taken the chance of not having a car seat and riding with your baby in your arms, or would you have wanted your significant other to walk the baby since it wasn't that far from the hospital? Where they live is not that far from the hospital. Now, Binyam says that it's more dangerous for him to be walking on foot because anything can happen. He could drop the baby. There was like a whole bunch of different reasons why he felt like it would be easier for him to be in the car. But I don't know. I guess I'm really curious to know what you guys thought of that scene. And I understand why Ari was in the car and didn't walk, because she had a C-section. And when you have a C-section, you can't lift anything heavy. Once they make it to their place, there are tons of people standing outside. And I'm assuming a lot of these people were Binyam's family and friends, okay? So you have tons of people standing outside and they bring out a sheep and slaughter it in front of Ari. Binyam says that it's what they do in their culture and thought that Ari would be happy, but Ari was crying. She wasn't happy witnessing that. And she's in pain, she's tired, she just had a baby. You know, that's not the first thing that she wants to do is come home and there's so much commotion and stuff going on, or visitation. Like, it just wasn't the time. But I get that that's what they do in his culture, but I feel like he should have also, because she's not from there, he should have ran that by her. But I think he knew if he presented that to her, she would have said no. So it was better to do it and then say sorry later about it, basically. I wouldn't be able to, in that moment when they were slaughtering that sheep, I wouldn't have been able to watch that either. So I don't even blame Ari. Yeah, that was something. Comment down below your thoughts and let's move on to Devin and Jihoon. So Jihoon is back to selling cell phones and quit his delivery job. Jihoon in this scene takes Devin to his job to just show her that it's legit. And Devin takes that opportunity to question the owner if the cell phones are stolen. So the owner tells the camera crew that he was shocked to hear that Jihoon used to sell stolen phones, but he now trusts Jihoon. He trusts that Jihoon won't go back to doing that. It seems like he has a pretty legit job. It is making him more money doing that than doing the delivery. I'm glad that they're in a good spot. Like I said, we all know that that's not gonna last, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know if you are privy to, now Devin is with a whole new man and Jihoon has been kicked to the curb. So I'm trying to figure out what Jihoon did. Is it gonna have something to do with the next episode? We're gonna see where she's questioning him about, has he cheated on her because she's noticed that he's been looking at naked pictures of women. So it's just a lot going on. I'm really interested to see how their relationship is gonna pan out, because we already know from looking at social media that they are currently not together. She's in a whole new relationship. So comment down below your thoughts on Devin and Jihoon, and let's move on to Kenny and Armando. So Armando and Kenny are going back home with Hannah, and Hannah wants to know how her dad is feeling about living with Kenny, and he tells her that he's happy and content. Now, once they make it to their new home, Hannah is super excited because she finally gets her own room. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Brittany and Yazan. So Brittany wants Yazan to be an independent man, and little does she know that this man is over here homeless. The man is homeless, okay? So I just feel like anytime I watch these episodes with her, I just feel like she's so wrong. Now, I'm not saying that Yazan is perfect, but I'm saying like she wrong. She is wrong. He's homeless and is sending her money to fly back to Jordan per her request. And Brittany says that when she moved to Jordan, she paid for everything. Her wanting stability is not wrong. That's not wrong. But her wanting him to do for her, change, etc. is wrong. Because she's not even willing to be honest about still being married. Now, in my opinion, she's playing games with this man. And the reason I say that is because I don't believe that she is on the show because she is all in love with Yazan. I don't believe that. I believe that she is on the show to be seen. When they first introduced Brittany, Brittany was this aspiring rapper and all this. I just feel like this is about getting her name out there for exposure. I feel like that's why she's doing this show. I don't really see true, genuine love between these two. Whatever she can get out of him along the ride, I think she's cool with that. But I just don't think that Brittany is really in this thing for love. So comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you think about that. While she's talking to Yazan, she's FaceTiming him. She's at this park. And while she's talking to him, some man walks by. He says, like, he yells that she looks beautiful. Now, first, let me say, I feel like that man did that because he wanted to be seen. He was hoping by paying her a compliment that they would then turn the cameras and we would be able to see him and he would get his little 2 seconds of fame. So I feel like that's what that was all about. But whatever the case was, Brittany was flattered. She loved it because she made sure to let Yazan know, oh, I was just told I was beautiful. Like, she made sure to let that be known, and she just irritates me. But whatever the case, Yazan didn't like it, okay? Even though Brittany was flattered by the man's comment. Yazan tells her that she shouldn't dress the way that she does and she needs to make some changes since he's had to. He goes on saying that, you know, he's basically starting from zero. Okay, ground zero. He's starting from the bottom just to be with her. He feels like he's made so many sacrifices. And then you have Brittany on the other hand that feels like she's made so many sacrifices. She feels like, you know, I'm leaving my family, my friends, and I'm moving to Jordan. But my thing is like, okay, you can pick up and leave and move out of the country, but at the same token, you're not doing anything else because you can always move back home. Like, if things don't work out, you could just move back home. So like, what are you really giving up? I don't really feel like she's giving up that much. Now, if she's leaving her family, leaving her friends, leaving a really great job, going to move to Jordan, converting, doing all these things, then I could say, okay, she's sacrificing a lot to be with this man. But I don't really feel like she's been doing anything but lying. Keeping lies and secrets and not being honest about where she currently is in her life. And so I think you're wasting other people's time. I think you're playing games. So I need to know your thoughts on Brittany and Yazan, and let's move on to Ari and Binyam. So this isn't the right time for this celebration, okay, that Binyam threw or allowed his family to throw. She just got out of the hospital and they're rushing in her room, okay, and they want to hold the baby because they believe that if they don't, the baby will get a stomach ache. Now, and by no means am I making fun of his culture and other religions. I'm not. Let me just put that out there. But I will say that when the aunts, when they came in, and I'm just going to call them the wise women, when they came in, or the women of wisdom, you know, when they came in and they were like, I was like, It reminded me of, I don't know if any of you have ever seen a show that used to come on, and it was called Xena the Warrior Princess. She used to do a thing like that, and if I could insert her in this video, I will. If I could find a picture of her, even if I could find a video of her doing that. That's exactly what it reminded me of. So if I have anybody who is Ethiopian that is subscribed to my channel, I am not by any means making fun. I'm just telling you that it reminded me of when I watched Xena. But also, if you are Ethiopian and anybody in your family does that when entering, or someone has had a baby, share with me in the comment section down below, why is it they do that when they enter the room? Is it just a way of them celebrating? What is that about? Educate us, because I would love to know. So moving on, they then move on to wanting to have the baby baptized. So there's a lot of things, you know, they're kind of ambushed in the room. This is not really a great time. And then they move into wanting the baby baptized. Binyam's sister, she's doing the translating back and forth from Ari to her aunts to Ari, right? And they are really trying to get this baby baptized. Now, I've heard that C-sections are very painful, so I'm sorry, but I would have went to my room as soon as I seen all those people when they first got home. All those people, I would have went to my room, shut and locked the door. Binyam, if you want to go out there and party and celebrate, you can do that, because you did absolutely nothing. I mean, you helped me make the baby, but you didn't have to go through what I went through. So because of that, like, you can go out there and celebrate if you want to, but I'm gonna go in the room with my baby, shut the door, lock it, and get some rest. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Jenny and Sumit. So Sumit got a notice that there is a charge against him filed by his wife. She filed mental torture and domestic abuse. Now, do you all believe these charges that were filed against Sumit? Do you feel like he was torturing her because he didn't want to be in the situation or married to her? Do you feel like he was putting his hands on her? Do you feel like he was verbally abusive? Comment down below your thoughts. These two are living off of Jenny's Social Security and don't have money to fight this situation. The wife is not only filing false allegations against him, well, we hope it's false, but she's also filing against Sumit's family as well. Now, the next day, Sumit goes to court to defend himself against the charges his wife has filed against him. Now, it's obvious to me that his wife and father-in-law are very upset with Sumit and want to destroy him. They want to make his life a living hell, basically. Now, since Sumit doesn't have a job, they would basically be sucking Jenny's little Social Security check dry. Okay, so it's gonna fall back on her, and it's gonna fall back on his parents, because I think even the parents is paying the $20,000 that he owed his in-laws. So this is a hot mess. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Ari and Binyam. So Ari and Binyam still don't have a name for their baby, but in this scene, they go with the name that Ari chose. Now, they then discuss the baptism next, because Binyam says that that's what he cares most about. He is not even going to argue or fight with the name, even though that's not the name that he wants for their son, but he really cares about this baptism. I think he cares about the baptism and the baby being circumcised more than anything. Now, Ari tells him yes, even though she thinks that it's silly to baptize the baby. And she tells him that she feels pressured, but feels as though she is compromising for the sake of their family. Ari and Binyam both get emotional because they're happy to be a family. So they even had a little touchy moment there where they express kind words to each other, how happy they were to be together, how happy they are to be a family. You know, Binyam is telling her, thank you so much for giving me a new family, because he is saddened by the fact that he can't be in his first son's life. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Kenny and Armando. So Kenny says that he's excited about the new start of their lives together. And in this scene, they're taking Hannah to the market for their first family outing. And Kenny is noticing that Armando lets Hannah have and do whatever she wants. Now, Armando says right now he feels like he's caring for two, and it gets frustrating for him because Kenny doesn't speak any English. So the tension rises between Kenny and Armando when Hannah wants ice cream and a purse. Now, basically what Hannah is doing is she negotiating with her daddy. She knows that her dad, you know, is gonna basically give her what she wants. And so she's like, so Dad, do you want to give me the ice cream or do you want to give me the purse? Like, choose your pick, but which one we getting, basically. She is a trip. So Kenny sees this and he's like, oh, she's got you wrapped around her little finger. Like, she's playing you. You're soft when it comes to her. And this hits, it's touchy for him, okay? Kenny calls Armando a pushover and he doesn't take that well at all. Armando explains that he gives her what she wants because of the loss of her mother. Now, this is not something that's foreign to me. I'm sure there are a lot of parents out there that do things like this. Now, on the outside, it would be easy for someone that's not in the situation to say, you're a pushover, you're spoiling her, that's not a good way to handle things. But I completely understand. I understand. They both suffered a loss. So you can tell when he still talks about his wife, he gets very emotional. And he's also saddened by the fact that his daughter lost her mother, and she's so young too, so she still needs her mom. So comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Jenny and Sumit. So Sumit's wife and father-in-law withdrew the charge, which result in all charges being dropped. Once Sumit gets home, Jenny is so relieved to hear the news and then starts trying to figure out when his divorce will be finalized. Sumit still has to pay $10,000 before he can even get this divorce. So they have a long way to go. We're probably going to go through this whole season with them again, still not married. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Devin and Jihoon. So Jihoon and Devin both seem to be in a playful mood and a pretty decent place within their relationship. Devin expresses her desire to have a big wedding. Jihoon's parents book a venue for them, so in this scene they go to meet up with his parents, and once they show her the wedding hall, she says that it's over the top. But I thought that she said she wanted to have a big wedding. So make up your mind, Devin, which one is it? Because this venue, they say, is in high demand. They only have 1 hour to rent out the venue, and this is not what Devin wants to hear. When Devin expresses the kind of wedding that she wants, Jihoon and his mother start laughing because she expressed that she wants to be able to dance, and you know, those things are important to her. Now my thing is, if Devin wants this wedding to be big, then I feel like she should be the one planning it. She should plan it to her liking, and she should take control over planning this wedding. How is it that his parents now have taken over doing the venue and doing all of that? If you want to have a big wedding, you want it to be your way, or have an American wedding in Korea, then you need to plan your own wedding. It's simple. So I just don't understand why that's not happening. Is it because Jihoon's parents are going to fund this wedding? Comment down below your thoughts. Let's move on to Brittany and Yazan. So Brittany goes to talk to a close friend of hers, and she tells her that she's officially divorced. So I guess since the time we've seen it, a lot has changed. Since the time she FaceTimed him, a lot had changed. So she proceeds to tell her close friend that she loves Yazan, I can't tell, but there are things that she's concerned about after flying to Jordan. Now, Brittany reveals that Yazan wasn't paying for things like the few apartments that they were staying in while she was there. Another thing that I feel like the more she talked in this scene, it was making me almost feel like on camera is Yazan playing like he follows the rules and wants to do things in which how his parents want it to be done, or to follow his religion and culture, and then when he's with Brittany off camera, is it a different vibe? I don't really know, because to me it would seem like it is that way now. And the reason I say that is because, first off, he's attracted to Brittany. He's attracted to that type of woman. When you met her, this was the stuff she presented online, like how she poses, what she wears, and you were attracted to that. That's what you pursued. You can't expect somebody to change when you didn't meet them that way. If she was comfortable in her zone and this is what she presented on social media and that's what you attracted to, you can't make that girl convert to Islam. And I feel like with her, it's like, I just still stand behind the fact that I don't feel like she really wants this relationship for love. I feel like she's using this to be seen. So comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Ari and Binyam. So Ari and Binyam are taking the baby to get his shots, and he needs to be circumcised as well. Now, Ari wants to have a surgeon do it if it must be done, but at the same time, she feels like she's taking her son's rights away. Binyam says that it's custom in his culture to have it done in 7 days after the baby is born. Now, once they arrive to the hospital, they start with the shots first, and Ari is crying, okay, because it's hard for her to see the baby in pain, and I feel like I would be one of those mothers that would be sitting up there crying too. But moving on, in this scene, she is still very iffy about the baby being circumcised. So they're waiting to meet with the doctor, and Ari says that she needs to go to the bathroom at one point while they're waiting. And when she comes back, she notices that Binyam is no longer holding their son. She begins to question him on where the baby is, and Binyam says that he handed the baby to a nurse. He doesn't have any other info to give her that would kind of give her comfort as a mother of, okay, who has the baby? Okay, we know it's the nurse. Okay, what's next? Like, he's not really giving her any peace of mind. He just hands his baby over, and he's a dummy. Now, this sends Ari over the edge, and I have to say I get it, because these days, like, we've all heard of those type of stories where babies have been kidnapped within the hospital. A nurse came in and someone posed as a nurse, came in and took that baby off of the premises, and folks just gave birth and never saw their baby again. So we've heard stories like that, that actually happened. So you can't just be handing your baby over and not know who you handing your baby over to. If they really a nurse, did she have a badge on, what the steps was going to be. I feel like when they came to get the baby, he should have said 1 second. I'm sure his mother would want to be here when he goes back, so just 1 second, she's going to the bathroom, she's coming right back, can you give us a few moments? But he ain't thinking, so I don't even know why I'm expecting him to say that, because that's not gonna come out of Binyam's mouth. So she goes back to where the baby is, but Binyam is trying to stop her from taking the baby because he really wants the baby to be circumcised. But Ari tells him and the nurse not to touch her baby. She then proceeds to pick the baby up and leave. And all you can hear is the nurse and the doctor trying to get answers, but Ari was out, okay? She was like, I'm gone, taking my baby and I'm getting up out of here. Now, I will say that I just don't foresee this couple working out. I didn't foresee it in the very beginning, but even more now, it's just not gonna work. The cultural, the religion, like, it's how you gonna raise a baby and you believe one thing, he believe one thing, so like that's just gonna cause a lot of problems. So I really want to know your thoughts on 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. This is season 2, episode 17. The title of this episode is Bris-fully Ignorant, which a lot of these couples are. Comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you thought about the recap. Please still bear with me, because I'm trying to get used to being behind the camera. Give this video a big thumbs for me. Don't forget to comment down below, share and subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified on the next time I make an upload. And I want to say thank you all again so much to everybody for your love and support, for all the comments, for all the positive feedback on the new format of this channel. And I truly appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.